Hey, welcome in. This is Kyle is Wonderful here with another wrestling review. This time it's New Japan Pro Wrestling, NJPW Strong. That is their American weekly television show. And this was for June 19th because they used the date that it came out in Japan. It came out in Japan June 19th, in America on June 18th. And we'll get into it here. So they are not live, but taped in Philadelphia. This is part of the Collision in Philadelphia card that they put on and then taped for their show. We're told we're going to have a six-man tag tonight. Alex Coughlin, Kevin Knight, and the DKC will take on Team Filthy's Jarrell Nelson and Royce Isaacs, who team with JR Kratos, who is a longtime rival of Coughlin. So that'll be our first match. We've also got ROH legend Delirious against Arya Davari. Pretty interesting match there. Davari in the cruiserweight division of WWE for many years, and Delirious an ROH legend. So a matchup of stuff you might have never thought you'd see. Also with that one, we got Jake Something, who made a name for himself in the last couple of years at Impact Wrestling, against Brody King, part of the House of Black in AEW, and also a regular on this show. And then the main event is Tanahashi will be in action against Chris Dickinson. So that should be a good main event. Let's just get into the card. If you missed, I put a review out for about 12 hours ago for the New Japan Road show that saw Hiromu Takahashi in his hometown. And I will also be back for the Monday and Tuesday events. On those, we've got both junior heavyweight tag and singles titles in action, as well as the qualifying tournament to see who gets to go to the four-way match at Forbidden Door, AEW / New Japan's Forbidden Door pay-per-view in only 8 days away. So a lot to look forward to, but let's get back to Strong here. Those reviews will be on here, and you can find last night's review as well. So the six-man tag is first. We got Team Filthy out together, and I definitely noticed when JR Kratos has like his mask covering his face and he's got like his ring jacket on for his entrance, he looks like almost exactly like Michael Elgin. Kevin Knight and DLC are now out. Kevin's a great athlete, while DKC is more of an MMA background. And Alan Coughlin comes out. He's got a new like Terminator or robot looking outfit for his entrance gear. The announcers who are who tell us that Alex was a young lion in the LA dojo, so that seems to me, if he's starting to come out with some Terminator robot gimmicks, that Alex Coughlin has graduated from young lion to official member. And Kratos takes out Coughlin as soon as the bell rings. So like they were saying, there's a big rivalry here between JR Kratos and Alex Coughlin. So neither man was legal. So we go back to the ring. Kevin Knight is showing off his athleticism immediately, and then the whole thing breaks down into a six-man brawl right away. So good action to this match, good intensity, and a lot of oh, by the way, I meant to mention, if you're not a big fan of my audio quality, I did buy a microphone today and an audio interface, but I unfortunately did not get the cable to connect the two together. So I am working on getting a microphone. If you're not a big fan of my audio quality, I can completely understand. That should be fixed in the next couple of days. I would say 2 or 3 days. I'm just going to wait for the XLR cable to be delivered from Amazon. So anyway, going back to this match, like I said, it just broke down to a six-man brawl. Then we get really cool spot, triple vertical suplex by all the faces. One's in the ring, one's behind the ring, and one's in front of the ring, like outside of it. So a really good visual of 3 vertical suplexes all at once. Really good spot. Kratos is massive and just throwing around the much smaller Kevin Knight. Kevin ends up getting the Coughlin, who comes in with great fire. Of course, he's feuding with Kratos. We get a double belly-to-belly suplex that looked amazing. It was like Coughlin had a person on each arm and flinged them over his head. So a one-person double suplex, which was pretty sick. Kevin jumps about 7 feet in the air at one point. One of the guys was on the shoulders, and Kevin jumped all the way up for a drop kick, so about 7 feet in the air, legitimately. The announcer said 8 or 9, but I think a legit 7 feet in the air. Um, Looked amazing. Triple team now on DKC, who just barely gets saved. We get dueling forearms now by Kratos and Coughlin, so these two are definitely going to have a big match in the future. The larger Kratos able to knock him down, but then gets caught with a splash, and then Coughlin deadlifts Kratos with an overhead belly to belly, just really showing off his strength in this match. Is Coughlin. Multiple double teams now by Royce Isaacs and Jarrell, who I forgot to mention. The person I know in this match the most is Royce Isaacs. I used to be a fan of championship wrestling from Hollywood, and I saw Royce Isaacs there originally, maybe 6-7 years ago, along the likes of like Pretty Peter Avalon, Ray Rosas, and some of the others. I was a little too late to see Eli Drake, and Eli Drake had already left by the time I started watching championship wrestling from Hollywood, who, if you don't know, is LA Knight and now Max Dupree on SmackDown. So anyway, going back to this match, Coughlin and Kratos continued to battle outside. And oh wait, no, that's after the win. So that those multiple double team moves by Royce and Jarrell are actually able to get the win for Royce, Jarrell, and Kratos. So big move there. And Coughlin and Kratos continued the brawl, and then in the ring. So this rivalry, this feud, is not over with by a long shot. We go to our second match now. We got Arya Daivari out. He's got some great music as always. His music in WWE was some of the best. Definitely go look up Arya Daivari WWE theme, especially if you're really into great guitar riffs. But again, great music here for Arya Daivari. Delirious now out. He gets a great reaction from the Philly crowd. The ROH legend has been around this Philly, New Jersey area for many decades now. We're told this is his strong debut, but I know for a fact that Delirious has been in New Japan shows before over in Japan. I can distinctly remember like Delirious and Cheeseburger were part of the Wrestle Kingdom Battle Royal. So at the very least, I know he's been in that. We get a um, slow pace to the match start. A lot of character work. A really funny spot where Daivari speaking his native language Farsi, while Delirious is speaking his delirious language, and apparently they can have a conversation. So Farsi and Delirious languages must be cousins, kind of like how Spanish-speaking people and Portuguese people can kind of understand each other and have a conversation despite the languages being different. So I thought that was a really funny spot. It might have gone unnoticed by a lot of people. Daivari then works on Delirious's neck for a little bit. So we've got some selling of the head and neck injury by Delirious. Starts to get a little bit more personal than it was with some slaps and trash talking. So this match is heating up. We get a really great misdirection running the rope spot by Delirious, one of his classics. He ends up getting a clothesline after doing about 7 or 8 misdirections. So pretty cool spot there. Daivari tries to bail at this point, but Delirious brings him back to the ring. So Daivari tried to leave. Delirious gets Daivari in the center of the ring with a submission, and I kind of thought it was over, but Daivari is able to counter it into a pin, but not get the 3, and almost takes Delirious's head off with, I think it was a kick. It was just nasty looking. Then we get a hammerlock lariat to win, and for the 1-2-3, Daivari wins. Good match here. No problem with Daivari winning, and we get an ad break. So since I'm just watching on New Japan Pro Wrestling World, NJPW World, I was able to just skip right ahead to the next action. And now we got Jake something. He's out now. He impressed me a lot and a lot of other people in Impact Wrestling. And now Brody King is out. Great reaction from the Philly crowd. Another person that has wrestled in the Philly, New Jersey area alongside ROH and other promotions. So Brody King very over with this Philly crowd. And both these men have great speed, size, and agility. So really good match. Definitely go watch this. They show off their speed. They show off their strength. They show off their agility. Really, really good match. When it's matches like this, I don't necessarily write blow for blow like I do on some of the other matches. If I find a match boring, you're going to get more notes written down for me. If a match is really good, you're going to have less notes written down for me. So definitely go check out this Jake something versus Brody King match on NJPW Strong. We get dueling forearms that were sounding really nasty. So great stuff here. Hard hitting. We get a giant sit down power bomb by Jake something to Brody Lee at one point. Really good stuff. Jake something flied over the top rope to the outside with ease on one move. Big lariat almost wins it for Brody King. So back and forth here. But right after that, Brody picks up Jake something for the Gonzo bomb, which pretty much looked like it ended Jake something's life. 1, 2, 3. Brody wins. Definitely go watch this match. So the announcer tells Brody King now has back-to-back wins over Minoru Suzuki and Jake something here on Strong. So they didn't mention this, but I write this note. Maybe Brody King could be in line for the strong open weight title that is currently held and the only ever held by Filthy Tom Lawler, who's about to go to G1. So that probably won't happen until G1's over with. I'm assuming Tom Lawler will be parading the strong open weight title around Japan during the G1 to get more awareness about the strong product, which is a smart thing. But maybe once that's over with, I could see a Brody Lee versus Tom Lawler match. So now we're already to the main event. It's main event time. We got Chris Dickinson out now. They said he just signed a contract. And of course, there is some controversies of Chris Dickinson's personal life. I'm not really going to get into that now, but I say this with everything. I'm usually able to just watch a wrestler for their wrestling ability and what I see on TV, and not like I can go back and watch a Chris Benoit match right now and still think it was a good match. It's not going to, but that's not to excuse Chris Benoit for anything he did in his life. So just wanted to get that out of the way. I am aware of the allegations and controversies and stuff. Tanahashi's now out. Pretty much the biggest cheers of the night. America seems to love Tanahashi, which is great. I can't wait to see Tanahashi in the main event of Forbidden Door. Hopefully he gets a great reaction at the Chicago crowd. We get a couple dragon screw leg whips from Lawler to Tanahashi, and this turns the match around quickly. Dickinson even plays some air guitar, and the crowd is really giving him some boos at this point. We get a "Let's Go Ace" chant from the crowd, and Dickinson now puts a Muda lock on Tanahashi. So Dickinson getting the advantage early here. Everyone's shocked that Dickinson has so much control. Tanahashi's now starting to fight back. We get a dragon screw leg whip from the master himself. Then we get a sling blade from Tanahashi. The crowd's really getting into it now. Tanahashi goes up top, hits the high fly flow, the variant where the person is standing. So Dickinson was standing at the time, and rolls through and counters it into a figure four leg lock. So Chris Dickinson was able to roll through the high fly flow into a figure four, and Tanahashi is able to reverse the pressure. So now once he gets out of it, both wrestlers are now selling their leg. We get the trading of the forearm spot, but Dickinson isn't into that. He fires up and slaps Tanahashi hard in the chest a few times, then catches a leg and deadlift German. So that was a really good spot by Dickinson. Tana turns it around though, fires up another sling blade. Dickinson is down. Tanahashi goes up top, high fly flow, the variant where the person is on the ground, and he gets the 1, 2, 3. Tanahashi with the win. Really good match here. So basically all these matches are pretty good tonight. Definitely, if you're interested in finding out more about the people in the six-man tag, watch that. The Davari Delirious match had some good character work to it, and it was a pretty interesting match. Definitely go check out the last two, Jake something versus Brody King, and then Chris Dickinson versus Tanahashi, also worth a watch. So really good match. Tanahashi celebrates with the crowd as it goes off air, and I'm pretty sure they will be back next week with some more Collision in Philadelphia action. So I wonder how many more they've taped from Collision in Philadelphia. This was the second one, so maybe only 3, but maybe they squeaked 4 out of it, and some good stuff. So like I said, apologies if the audio quality isn't up to snuff. I did buy a microphone today, but unfortunately I did not get the right cable. So only a few more days away from me being able to get a high quality microphone and talk to you guys with some high quality. Hopefully I'll have it in time for the next New Japan shows. Like I said, Monday night and Tuesday night, or Monday and Tuesday evening in Japan. So I haven't done the time yet, but I will be here with those 2 shows. Monday's show has a tag title match between the junior heavyweights, and we'll also see Ishii, Clark Connors, Hanma and Kanemaru in a 4-person qualifier to see who gets to go to the 4-way match for the All Atlantic AEW title at Forbidden Door. So I'll be here to let you know everything that happens on there, and I'll be back with all the other. I do WWE, AEW, NWA, Impact, and New Japan reviews on this channel. I also have WWE 2K Universe Mode streams. Right now, I've got probably the most in-depth as far as NXT and the Performance Center players. I will be, once I get done with that, doing other things such as NWA, AEW, and New Japan. So stay tuned to the channel for that, and I will talk to you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.